Since the setting up and sitting of the Lagos Judicial Panel of Inquiry, the call for victims of the NSAS protest to come forward have intensified publicly. In a closed-knitted safe house in Lagos, some victims of the NSAS protest gathered together to further strengthen their ideology of an egalitarian society and to continue to find solace in the peaceful struggle for an end to police brutality, good governance, and a well-structured Nigerian society, which was believed to have been cut short on the 20th of October 2020, when a team of Nigerian soldiers arrived at Lekki tollgate and opened fire on the protesters who were unarmed.
Before we went, we actually heard that there was going to be coffee that day. We were like a coffee where people plenty, superstar come, the video was there, say which kind of coffee won't take place like that. We went. So on getting there, I was actually at the snooker board that night. I don't know how to play snooker, I was just standing with him while he was playing. I was like, okay, let me go and check my phone that was on charge. The lights went off, we were like, what was wrong? Next thing I heard was there was just shooting everywhere. The guy that was actually leading me to the charging point was shot at the side. So when I saw he was shot, I tried to turn back to check if it's just a normal something like that. So I received my own on my thigh. Even right now, the bullet is still inside of me, not yet removed. I don't actually know what happened. After it was the next day, I now woke up. I saw myself at Lekki General Hospital. Immediately I woke up, I saw myself that I don't have any phone to access anybody, nobody to call. So I begged a friend. I begged someone. I logged in my Gmail to fetch some contact, and I saw my girlfriend's number. So I called her. Immediately I called her. I called my brother. I texted some friends. That was actually how they knew that I was at the General Hospital. Then the next day she came. And she has been the one there for me since then. But right now, since the government just provided this thing, and the bullet in me is even giving me discomfort, affecting my leg, making it swollen every day. Sometimes my leg got stiff. So I wonder why the government said they did not shoot at us, why I'm still having the bullet right in my body right now, at this particular date and time.
I met him lying down, treating by the corner of the hospital. So, he can't talk to me, can't open eye. So I was surprised to see him in the position, that situation. So I have to try and see the doctor, if he can be able to transfer him to Lekki, because that is nearby. So they write a letter that he should be transferred that night. But they said there's no bullion and there's no ambulance. So the next day, in the night, that is either 23 or 24. So they brought us to Lekki emergency. So he was there tied down. They tied the two legs and the two hands. So in the night, that very day, so they said we should go and do the X-ray of the brain. So when the doctor studied the X-ray, he noticed that there is a blood at the front head and at the back of the brain. So he now said that is why he cannot say anything like that. Gradually, when they started giving drugs, the blood will vanish. So until about 5 days later, so he started talking, but he did not get himself. Even up to this moment, when they discharged us from the hospital, he has not been able to say the normal thing. When he said 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. But I see that he has been saying something. So up to now, as at the time when he was discharged, they said we should come back January to take date. Yes, I said, January, this guy is not okay yet. I said we should, well, with faith, I take him down to my place, take a nurse, treat him up to this level. But yet, he has not got himself.
The thing that I remember last was that it was my friend I followed to the place. He said we should go and do some updates of works. He was doing those cement tiles that they did on the road. So, and I was at home. I learned AC. So there wasn't work then. So I was at home. So he just came back, seeing me around. So I now asked him to make me follow him. So that was what caused the incident. So after that, nothing happened till then, till now.
So you were part of those that were protesting on that 20th of October?
I wasn't protesting for anything.
Okay.
It was them that went there. So when the incident happened, that suddenly they just started shooting, people started...
But you were present at the Lekki tollgate?
Yes.
But you didn't join them in the protest? You were just standing?
I don't have anything I wanted to use to protest with them.
Okay, so you were just standing with your friends?
Yes, so that was what makes me run together with them, not knowing that I'll be even involved.
I'm speaking on behalf of my brother who died from this protest. Ayodunbe Gabriel Ayola.
What happened to him?
He was shot in the head, and we were actually looking for him because he doesn't stay with us. So it was like 2 days before he passed on that we saw this. Somebody sent it to me on WhatsApp. So they wrote it there that he's at Lasut and that they are looking for his family. So we went to Lasut. So they said he was unconscious for like 2 weeks. So by the time we got there, he had opened his eyes and he was moving his hands, but he could not talk. They were feeding him through his nose. So, and they were sore all over his body because they did not turn him for a long time. And I think he did not get the right medical attention. So the whole thing, that was what I think led to his death eventually.
As they gather to keep hope alive in their NSAS ideology and demand, while seeking justice, the victims and their families encourage one another in unity for a better Nigeria where equity and fairness reigns supreme. These victims of Lekki tollgate shooting are asking for justice to take its course as they also look up to God spiritually. Jesus, you are the giver, my life. Ozi Okoli, Rise News, Lagos.